Hello everyone, and welcome to Rtree Finance. Today, we'll be hosting an introduction of our new platform that just went live. Here's a brief schedule of this video's events. So, who is Rtree Finance? We are a platform that aims to serve as the bridge between traditional finance and on-chain decentralized finance. We are the gateway to tokenized real-world assets, unlocking asset classes and delivering high yields. We are building an ecosystem where real-world and digital assets coexist, boosting innovation and financial access to all. Rtree Finance is the first compliance-driven RWA platform founded and based in Hong Kong. Our core team brings together deep, cross-disciplinary experience across finance, fintech, and crypto, such as directors, project managers, and tech leads across the top institutions across the financial field. We're headquartered in Hong Kong, deeply embedded in the region's maturing regulatory framework, and work closely with licensed virtual asset providers to ensure compliance, trust, and sustainable growth from day one. In September 2024, Rtree completed its seed round fundraising at a $3.3 million FDV, led by GoFintech Quantum Innovation Limited, a publicly listed, licensed fintech investment platform holding Type 1, 4, 6, and 9 licenses under the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission. GoFintech actively participates in digital finance, securities, wealth management, and cross-border fintech innovation, reinforcing Rtree's regulatory-first approach. We are also proudly backed by a distinguished network of institutions, including My Capital Limited, CSOP Asset Management Limited, RD Technologies, Hashkey, OSL, Sotheby's, and more. These backers reflect our deep commitment to compliance, trust, and long-term innovation in bridging real-world and digital finance. What we aim to do is equip investors with high-diversity portfolios thanks to blockchain integration. We believe finance should be inclusive, not exclusive. By bridging institutional-grade investments with blockchain technology, we're empowering anyone, anywhere, to access the next evolution of wealth generation. But the real question you should be asking yourself is, why should you be interested in RWA? Why Rtree Finance? RWA offers enhanced liquidity, high diversity, as well as 24/7 market access. Meanwhile, here at Rtree, we emphasize institutional trust and safety for our users, offering licensed third-party custody and built-in investor protection. Rtree is also open to any retail investor, granted that you pass our KYC AML process. Unlike many other RWA platforms who only offer investment for PIs or accredited investors, Rtree wants to empower all, enhance even the smallest of portfolios, meaning that retail investors will gain full access to our platform. Looking at the current investment and RWA landscape, issues still exist. However, there are 3 key pain points Rtree aims to serve. Firstly, accessibility. Rtree offers easier access to markets. Whether you're a small art collector or investor, traditional finance and some blockchain platforms still restrict your access to markets. However, Rtree is accessible to all, helping you list art pieces for less cost or diversify your portfolio for tiny minimums. Rtree has also enhanced liquidity compared to other platforms thanks to our liquidity pools and secondary marketplace, showing you the true meaning of 24/7 full liquidity. With the market still being dominated by unlicensed and unregulated platforms, security is a huge issue. At Rtree, we work with licensed third-party protocols. The platform maintains close communication with legal advisors and regulatory bodies to ensure ongoing legal and regulatory compliance. So what makes RWA ideal in today's market? Looking at this overview of the RWA market, we can see that 2024 brought a 44.13% growth in total value locked in RWA. Yet, 2025 has already seen a 52.47% growth, which translates to roughly 131% APY. RWA is picking up, and it's time for you to pick RWA up. The market cap has already grown over 31.4% over the last year and is expected to reach over 10 trillion by 2030. The money is here and the confidence is with it. Furthermore, regulations and institutions are following this growth. The US Genius Act and the Hong Kong Stablecoin Bill are 2 recent bills that have brought important regulatory clarity in the space. The bills cover important transparency, compliance, and other rules on stablecoins. This clarity means accelerated adoption for us in RWA and paves the way to ensuring RWA's success and institutional trust. Now that you have a brief background on what this all means, what is actually being offered? And more importantly, we need to understand why they are being offered. So, collateralized art is seeing a growth of over 10%, yet no one has tokenized it yet and made it readily available. and that's exactly where we step in. In an industry where interest rates, specifically in Asia, are high and major brokers are seeing their loan books double in size, these opportunities haven't been made available to the retail investors until now. But what is art collateralization, and how does it work? Art collateralization is a mechanism of using artworks as collateral to secure loans with an LTV between 40% and 60%, allowing collectors to access liquidity without selling their art. This mechanism serves as the bridge between illiquid, high-value art and liquid capital needs. The process involves a few steps of authentication and valuation before lenders provide funds for borrowers, who will either be on a recourse or non-recourse loan. Now, we can talk about the three major offerings, albeit not all of them are open for access as of today. They are the Rtree Lending Pool, Marketplace, and Investment Square. Let's look at each of them in detail, one by one, after looking at the art products on offer. So each of our first 5 available opportunities on the site will be art-backed loans that users can subscribe to, all with attractive APRs and safe LTVs. The first one will feature a 10% APR with a 24-day duration with an LTV of 48.12%. The second piece is our highest APR with a 13% annual APR over an 85-day duration with an LTV of 46.92%. Our next one will be our safest, lowest annual APR with an 8% annual APR with a 41-day duration over an LTV of 52.13%. Our fourth product has a 12% annual APR over a 102-day duration backed by an LTV of 47.79%. And our last project has a 10% annual APR over a 149-day duration with an LTV of 52.13%. And all these pieces take place on the Rtree Lending Pool. But what is this? The Rtree Lending Pool features collateral-backed loans with high yield returns. There will be regulated third-party custody with a secondary market, which we will discuss later. How it works is very simple. You simply review the terms of each loan, choose the one you like, and subscribe by transferring funds from your wallet. You'll then earn your interest and be able to trade on the secondary market until maturity, where you can then redeem and collect your automatic principal and interest payout. This feature is aimed at both asset holders looking to unlock liquidity while retaining the asset's appreciation potential, such as ETH holders. And on the other hand, it is for art holders, other holders, and all asset collectors, as the features for real estate, gold, and so on get added to the site. These collectors can access capital without selling their artworks and unlock value from traditional illiquidity. The platform will also hold an auctioning feature. Although this isn't a primary feature of our offerings, we do want to help those holders out in gaining access to our platform. The core advantage of this lending pool is providing cross-asset lending services and being able to perform on-chain risk control with transparent and decentralized asset management through smart contracts. The second product, as mentioned, is the secondhand market, Marketplace. Marketplace is a peer-to-peer RWA token trading space. The market will let users define their own prices in a fully decentralized wallet-to-wallet transaction. All orders and market depth will be visible for transparent liquidity. The process again is very simple. Users will select a product from their holdings, choose the quantity to sell and the price, and list the product for a duration of their liking. And so finally, the last product I want to talk about is a product I think will be one of the strongest features on our platform, Investment Square. Backed by government bonds, high-grade corporate bonds, ETFs, stocks, commodities, and all commonly traded investments, subscribers will be able to achieve a stable yield via low-risk, high-liquidity assets. It will follow a depository receipt structure with the 24/7 market, eligible for all KYC users. The redemption and returns are fairly simple. The returns are based off of the bond yield, or asset yield, subtracting some management fees, and can be claimed via the fund pool redemption page. The entire process is like this. Users will review and select the projects they want to invest in. They will deposit their funds and tokens will be minted. They can then trade 24/7 on the secondary market, or hold it until maturity, where they will initiate redemption and gain their returns. Rtree is revolutionizing tokenized real-world assets through a structured 4-phase rollout. Backed by GoFintech Quantum, MyCapital, and institutional partners, we've built a compliant foundation. In 2025 Q3, we launched decentralized lending pools and a peer-to-peer RWA marketplace. Q4 brings the Rtree token and the Investment Square for regulated yield products. By 2026, we'll expand globally, onboarding institutions, and entering new markets. Each phase bridges traditional finance with DeFi, prioritizing compliance while unlocking liquidity for art, real estate, and private assets. Well, that's all we have for today. We sincerely appreciate your time and attention. I hope to see you become part of this Rtree journey in the future. If you have any questions, queries, or the sorts, please feel free to reach out to us on any of the below channels. Our handle is consistent across all channels such as Twitter, Medium, and so on, or head to our website to see it all. Be sure to stay tuned for our part 2, which will be a live demo of our platform.